ever just had somebody send you an email and they said, would you like to be a speaker? And you go, sure! And here's the title, Influencing with Integrity. And I was like, I don't know where that came from, but it did. And there it went. And I said, that's kind of a bug for me, because I'm going, do we really understand how much we influence others constantly without even knowing it? So it was kind of like a hot button for me, because I've watched people speak, say things, and then I wonder, gee, do they realize where those words or those actions went? Because I look at each and every one of us like a drop of water. Have you ever seen that? The drop of water hits the water and the waves go on out. However, what we do not see is where the rest of the energy is going. And I wonder sometimes if we are conscious of our words and our actions, because it does matter what we do. And sometimes I think we forget that. So it's a hot button for me. And I went, how am I going to talk about integrity? So what do we do when we don't know? Where do we go?
Google.
Oh, Google, of course. Integrity. And of course, pages and pages on integrity. And then I realized I can't answer that question. I know what integrity is for me. And I'm going to have to ask you, what is integrity for you? And this is a time where you can answer. What would be the attributes that you would describe as a person with integrity?
Doing what you say.
Doing what you say.
Honesty.
Honesty.
High ethics.
High ethics.
Doing the right thing even when no one's looking.
Right. Doing the right thing. But honesty, ethics, are those not vague words too? Think of ethics. This is what I have learned in many years of being in the fields of psychology and training with behavior. And behavior is what we've learned, but we've also talked about values. Now, street crimes or street gangs have values, do they not? Yes, they do. They follow their values. It's not my values. And you could say, are they honest? To their core, they could be honest. So you can now see where I'm in this quandary of what's integrity. What is it? Honest. Here's the point that I say. When you're with someone and they are speaking and you're listening to them and you begin to feel uncomfortable, and the words that they're saying, you begin to go, what's their intention? Is there an agenda that's underneath the words that we are saying, that are being spoken? How do you feel then? Because when somebody speaks and there's an agenda with it, what else is probably going on? Is it manipulation? There isn't a manipulation taking place. Now how do you feel? You can answer, it's okay. How do you feel when somebody does that to you?
Betrayed.
Betrayed.
Angry.
What?
Angry.
Angry. And is there any trust? No. It stops, does it not? Many times when we have somebody speak and they say something that we don't agree with, what happens to us as listeners?
You shut down.
You shut down. You no longer hear the words, do you? Now, I'm going to come again for another one to make this more confusing. Just because we do not agree, does it mean it's not right?
No.
No. But how many times have we stopped and we can't even hear anymore, and we've made a judgment quickly on what somebody has said because we do not agree? I come back to this over and over again and have been told this story. If you watch a sunrise and you're in New York or wherever you are across this world, will you have a different view of the sunrise? Most likely you will. But was it a sunrise? Yes. So is it okay to have different perceptions and different ideas? So, the quandary. What is integrity? What is it? And yet, as speakers, professionals, and just as Toastmasters, I think one of the most important things that we have, and that is we're learning how to be effective in speaking. Are we not? Why? Because Elaine said it. We want to connect, do we not? So is it not one of the most important things that we stand in front of our audience? And that is that we stand with integrity. But what is it? I'm standing here with a quandary. And the piece I come back with, integrity is what begins with me. If I'm standing with my own integrity, then I will extend it out to you. Does that make sense? Have you seen somebody that's all over the place when they're talking? And they're like this? And in fact, I worked with people with disabilities, and one of the people I worked with was deaf. She was deaf, and so she would use her lip reading and all the body language to be able to communicate and be able to see what was going on. She said to me, Sharon, with her language that she had, the body does not match what the mouth is saying. And I went, wow, she got it. How many times have we been in that experience? It's when we are not in sync with ourselves. We are not with our own integrity. So the question is, over and over again, and I looked at this and I wrote this speech down, I don't know how many times, and I finally went, I'm done. I'm through. Because the answer of what is influencing with integrity lies with each and every one of us in this room. And if I can't stand in front of you with my own integrity, where I am standing with my core truths, now does that mean that's your truth? Maybe not. But if I stand with my core truth, then I am in integrity. So there is my answer. As Toastmasters, I think we need to be so aware of every person we meet and we have contact with. Because it's almost like that drop of water. How many watch the waves? We don't know where the other waves are going. But they are. And you and I are empowered with tools of language and words. So, use them with integrity.